Hello, my beautiful twin flames, and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. I just wanted to quickly make note and just to let you know that please be aware that there are several fake imposter accounts out there. Please be safe. Please know that I would never DM you on Instagram. I would never message you and ask if you want to be considered for a reading. All my clients have messaged me, and that's pretty much how it's done. I would never do that. So please be safe. Please be aware. Please report, block, and delete any of those types of accounts to keep our community safe. A lot of readers out there are experiencing the same thing. So it's like a huge thing going on out there. So please be safe. Never give out any information, and most of all, do not send money. If they're approaching you, do not give any information whatsoever. So yeah, let's continue on. Let's get right into your twin flame reading. Let's see what the energies are surrounding your connection. Can we please gain insight into what's going on in your connection? What are the energies surrounding your connection? Can we please gain insight? Hope you're all doing amazing. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and we'll take these two. We have the Ten of Cups. I love it. And we have the Magician. So I love seeing the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is one of my favorite cards of the tarot, because to me it's like happily ever after. It just symbolizes peace, unity, harmony. And I want to say that this is the energy that's surrounding you and your connection. But not only that, it's surrounding your entire world, our entire planet. So whatever's going on is happening so that we can transition into this energy of harmony and everlasting peace. So this is amazing. And as you can see, swans mate for life, and there's like baby swans there. So this is really a beautiful indication of success in all areas of life, success in your relationships, harmony. That's what my guides just keep wanting me to say harmony, harmony, harmony. And thank God, because we really need that. We really need this going on in the world, in our own lives, and in our hearts. So what I'm seeing is a beautiful energy of inner harmony. And sometimes that has to happen through the release of, turmoil and upheaval and like chaotic energy. So if you've been experiencing that, know that it's part of the releasing of the old, of systems and energies and emotions that no longer serve you. So they are being brought up so that you can release it. So don't ever be alarmed if all of a sudden you're revisited by emotions from the past, from childhood, towards parents, towards siblings or family members or authority figures. It's all happening so that the energies and emotions can pass through our awareness and be released. Because in order to build anew, in order to build a stronger foundation, not only for your connection, but for within you, we must be rid of all of that toxic energy. So whatever you're experiencing that's difficult is a purging of toxicity. Because not only do we do that physically? We can do that physically, but we're also doing that energetically or emotionally, and even spiritually, mentally even. So I really love this because you may be feeling coming up like a release of pressure. So emotions coming up, flaring up, stuff from the past, things that are triggering you, your twin flame triggering you, your separation triggering you, feelings of rejection and abandonment triggering you. But that is only so that we can learn the lesson. And we could be like, okay, this is just a pattern from my childhood that I experienced with my dad, for example, or your mom, or someone that you loved, even if it was just an ex. These feelings are coming up, being triggered in your twin flame connection. So this is very natural and very necessary in order to purge. Just thinking of a random example of alcohol poisoning or even just food poisoning. What do we have to do? We have to purge it out of our system. So these emotions that you're feeling are to purge so that we're clear of them. And the thing is like, we're human, and pattern-wise, things are always going to come up and things are going to trigger us, but they won't be as difficult triggers. Like, you'll be able to recognize them and be like, okay, no, this thought doesn't serve me, this feeling doesn't serve me, I'm going to let it go. Before, we couldn't do that. We got triggered and we would hold on to it because that's all we knew. We didn't know that we could let it go. Queen of Pentacles. I'm really seeing here that you are taking into account your value. You're realizing your value. So wherever you are on your journey, whether you're in separation and you are not sure if it's still what you want, whether you've decided to let go of the connection, or whether you still have hope wherever you are. What I love about what the energies are is that you're taking into account everything that's amazing about you, and you're focusing on that. You're focusing on enhancing what you have, whether it's skills or talents or gifts, or in what you know how to do, or how you can be of service, or how you can learn to love yourself and appreciate yourself more. I feel like that's where your energy is guiding you to focus on. Because it doesn't really matter what is happening in your connection, although of course it does. But what is really the universe is guiding us to do is to focus on more fulfillment in our lives, with or without our twin flame. Focus on fulfillment and self-realization, self-actualization. Because a lot of the times that's what separation is giving us the opportunity. Separation, twin flame separation, is an opportunity for us to focus on ourselves, even though it's really difficult to, especially if you're in separation. It's like, because you're always feeling your twin flame, and it's like, well, how do I stop that? Yeah, it's a good question. But you're valuing your own resources, and you're making use of them. you're putting them to work, like your own resources, if that's skill or talent or whatever gift you have, you're enjoying that, is what I'm getting from this Queen of Pentacles energy. And that in itself will benefit you no matter how your connection turns out. It's still like it's still a success. It's still a happily ever after. It's still a win for you. And what I'm seeing with the I was about to say musician. What I'm seeing, my phone distracted me. What I'm seeing with the magician is you are taking these resources, whether it's skills, talents, your knowledge, something that you're learning, something that is part of who you are, and you are using that to transform your lives, and you yourself are transforming magically. You are magic. And I feel like this magic that we all embody, once we're in that vibration, we attract who we truly are, what we truly want, without having to exert and struggle. So embodying this amazing energy of valuing yourself, because in the past, you kind of took for granted everything that you were good at. You were taking it for granted. You're like, you know, anybody can do that. But no, not everyone can do what you do. Not everyone can do what you do the way you do it. We are each individual beings. So how someone else does something is completely different from how you do it, because it's your essence, it's your energy, it's your love, it's your vibration, it's your healing, it's your wisdom, it's your growth, it's your evolution. So I'm just gonna turn my phone around. This is really important because you used to take yourself for granted. Everything that you are, you are a beautiful gift to this world. This world would not be the same without you. So this Queen of Pentacles is like looking at, okay, I guess I'm pretty awesome. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And separation happens because our twin flame appears like they don't value you, right? But it's because we don't value ourselves. When we truly embrace everything that we are, the good and the bad and the ugly and everything that we don't deem worthy, that is reflecting in a twin flame connection, because they're just mirroring your vibration. So separation only means that you are separated from yourself. You haven't really embraced everything that you are. So you are transforming from within by taking in account, taking into stock everything that you are, and realizing just how valuable you are. You're not here just to take up space, just to be one person out of 7 or 8 billion people. No, you're not just anyone. You have a very important part to play in our world. We are all co-creators, and you are meant to create something. You are meant to birth something into the world, whether that's a child, a children, business, art, music, literature, photography. Like, you're here to create something, and you're here to change the world by doing that. Just by being you, you uplift the planet. By sharing your gifts, whatever it may be, even if it's playing video games all day. Like I tell my niece, she's a gamer, and I'm like, definitely do that. You can make a lot of money online doing that. My little nephew, who's, I want to say 8 years old, he's so into dinosaurs, and he started his own YouTube channel creating animation. And I'm like, this kid, my nephew, is going to be making money by the time he's 10. So you're here for a specific reason, because whatever brings you joy brings joy to the planet. So if it's my niece wanting to play video games all day, if it's my nephew loving dinosaurs until he's 70, that is joy, and you bring joy. And my guides really want me to tell you that the joy that you have will bring joy to the planet, because we need that right now. Feeling that joy is that inner child joy that you felt at some point, even if it was very brief. So you are magic. Magic is being brought forth through you. You are a magical being. The vibration you emit is the magic. Your inner work, your healing, your love, your humor, your sexuality, your chemistry, your passion. That's the magic within you that has the ability to change the planet. So you go out there and you share your gifts. Even if that's just being you, walking along on the street, just being in that vibration, that high vibration of joy, because you're doing you. Even if that's just breathing, you're doing you. So keep doing you, keep being the magician, because you have the ability to transform anything. So if at this point you're feeling like you can't transform your twin flame connection, you are. It may not feel like it, may not seem like it, but you are, because you're transforming you. You're transforming yourself and the lives of people around you. When you share your photos or your posts on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, people out there benefit from that. People out there are looking for you and what you have to offer. Even if it's just talking about your life, right? Even if that's writing a book, turning it into a movie, making your life into a TV series about your twin flame love. That's what all the great love stories are inspired from. Twin flame love connections. A spiritual, soulful connection that has spanned throughout lifetimes. I can go on and on because I had caffeine today. So I'm just warning you. Just warning you. Okay. So that's what's going on. So it's very, very positive because of the 10 of Cups. It may not feel the greatest, but just know that you will get to that point where you feel you can breathe. Like, you don't feel like pressure, like, oh my God, I hate feeling this way. Breathe through it. Move through it. Just ride the storm. And don't lose perspective, because your emotions are going to prompt you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. So you're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. And if at any point you're feeling like it's out of control, just watch this video again and you'll like steer yourself in the right direction. Because I'm going through this too with you. I really, really am. Like this week and last week, the emotions that were coming up. Maybe I'll get into it at the end of the reading because you're probably like, what's going on, Jade, with this reading? Maybe I'll give you some insight at the end if you're interested. If not, you can just stop the video. So that's what's going on. Let's see what's going on with you specifically in terms of your connection. Because stuff is shifting. Stuff is shifting. Where are you at on your twin flame journey? Where are you at on your twin flame journey? We have the Fool card again. I swear this keeps coming up like every week. I love it. We have the Six of Materials. And we have the Empress. Whew. You are being a boss-ass bitch in the only most positive way. So you're cutting through the BS. You're seeing things more clearly. You're being accountable for yourself, because that in itself takes so much. To be able to call yourself out and see yourself for what you're doing, how you're being, how you're showing up. You're like, oh, darn it, I know what I'm doing and I'm still doing it. But that's half the battle. Because as this Empress, you are recognizing yourself and the old stuff that's coming up. You're recognizing the patterns that are still coming up. And you're like, oh. But this is good because the Empress is the ultimate sovereignty. Sovereignty. So sovereign over your own life. So you're sovereign over your life, which means you're sovereign over your world. You call the shots. You get to determine how this all plays out. You have that power. So whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine, doesn't matter. This Empress energy is life, is the energy that gives life. So you're in this energy of sovereignty, freedom, building the life of your dreams and not settling. So wherever you are in terms of your twin flame connection, you may be in separation because the universe and the Empress energy is calling you to create more for yourself, to create the life of your dreams, whether your twin flame is with you or not. Create the lifestyle you want. What does that look like for you? Does that mean working less, having more balance, traveling more, having more rest and relaxation, having more time with your family, having a family, having kids? You don't need someone else to do that, but what life are you wanting to build for you? Because we often forget that our twin flame is just the icing to our lives. So a lot of the times when we meet our twin flame, we're not fully prepared for union because we look to them as the answer to everything. It's like, oh, once I'm with my twin flame, I'm going to be happy. What? No, that's not true. We have to iron out everything else in our lives that we are neglecting. Are we neglecting health? Are we neglecting our financial health? Are we neglecting, our work habits? Are we neglecting our relationships in our families, in our circles? Oh, sorry, I stepped on Bestie by accident. I didn't know he was there. Sorry. So this is amazing energy for you, because again, wherever you're at on the journey, this is amazing energy for you. This is a win for you. This is like pulling ourselves up from, from falling, dusting ourselves off, and rising again. We just keep rising after every fall. That's what empresses do. Empresses, again, whether you're male, female, or otherwise, empress energy is like you get up and you fix your crown and you're like, okay, I got this. Because you do. This empress energy is you are the boss. You are the boss. So that is amazing. And then we have the Fool card. You're taking a leap of faith. So maybe because of this energy, and we have the 10 of Cups energy, you're like, well, I don't have to like what's happening in the twin flame connection, in my twin flame connection, but I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm going to take a leap of faith and be like, okay, whatever happens, happens, and I'm not going to be attached to it. So you're detaching, because what we all know is that twin flames are meant to be. However, both have to choose union at the same time, and then choose it every day. Because if one doesn't, it's not going to be long lasting, right? But you're taking a leap of faith. You're like, okay, whatever happens, I'm just going to trust. I'm just going to have faith that what I desire desires me. That if I want a positive outcome, if I want happily ever after, that is possible for me, because I say so, because I'm sovereign, because I call the shots. Yes, you do. So call your shots. Call it. Be like, I'm taking a leap of faith. My twin flame may not be around yet, but let's see how I can be my own twin flame. How can I love me how I want my twin flame to love me? Yeah. Because you are walking towards it. You are realizing what you want. It's becoming clearer. And the universe is helping you. I don't know if this is a ladder. I don't have my glasses on, but the universe gives us these little like tools to help you. So the universe is like giving you a ladder so you can climb out of whatever situation you're in and head towards your dreams. And we have the 6 of materials. I love roses. Can you tell? Can you tell I love roses? 6 of Pentacles, I want to say, is like, I'm just hearing generosity. The universe is like giving you this break. This energy surrounding you, you're able to get what you want but you're not asking for a lot. You're just asking for little things. But this energy of 6 of materials is like, it's a generous energy. So be more generous with yourself. Be generous with more time and energy for you, because inevitably that will manifest in your reality as you receiving that love, because you know how to give it to yourself. You're being generous with yourself, so the universe will just mirror that. Your twin flame will mirror that to you. See? It's like this is a mirror image. Whatever you give to yourself, the universe will give you, but also your twin flame will give you. So just take a second to think, what are you giving yourself these days? Are you being stingy with yourself? Because then that will mirror with your twin flame and the universe. Are you being neglectful? Are you not paying attention to your own needs? Are you not praising yourself every day? Are you not appreciating yourself? Because if you're doing any of those things, and maybe even more, then that's what the universe is giving back to you. So the universe is being extra generous with whatever you're giving yourself. So just be sure to give yourself lots. Whatever it is. Pleasure even. Give yourself lots. Give yourself the time and energy and effort, because you will see that happen in your connection. Yeah. So I love that. It's very, very powerful, very strong. I want to say feminine energy. So again, it doesn't matter whether you're male, female, or otherwise. This is a powerful, like, creative energy that you can tap into and really use it to your benefit. Whatever it is that you're needing or wanting, you have the ability to create it. You have the ability to give it to yourself. And once you learn to give it to yourself all the time, you'll see it everywhere mirrored back to you. You're just going to have to keep receiving and receiving and receiving and receiving and receiving and receiving from your twin flame as well. Because again, they're just going to be the icing on the cake. They're the bonus to your life that is already amazing. Whew! That's so high vibrational. I'm loving it. Okay, let's see where your twin flame's at. Where's your twin flame at on their journey? Where's your twin flame at on their journey? Sorry, I don't want to kick them again. Where's your twin flame at? Take one more. If you have too many. Where's your twin flame at? We have the Page of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have the Three of Swords. This Three of Swords I thought came out in last week's reading, but it wasn't. It was the Four of Swords. And I was like, whew, good, because I don't want it. And hello, here it is. It showed up this week. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Your twin flame may be dealing with a situation that they're coming to realize doesn't work. So even if, if it's not a third party actual person, it could be another type of relationship, another type of connection. It could be like a work situation, a financial situation. It could even be their health. They're beginning to see what's not working and where the changes are that need to be made. So that is good for your connection, because they're seeing the truth of where they're at, because they can't hide from it anymore. And I'm sensing the energy as this is empowering for them. So I'm not seeing this as deceptive energy. I'm not seeing it as something that they're hiding from you. I'm not seeing it as like even a third party situation. It's more like, I need to do what's right for me. I need to start loving me. And you're like, oh my God, finally. So they're making decisions, choosing what is for their highest good. So they're making some changes based on what they see hasn't been working for them. With regards to your connection with the Page of Cups, they're still taking baby steps. So they're thinking of what they want to say to you. They're thinking of all these love messages that they need to express. They want to tell you how they feel about you. But these baby steps are like, they're still apprehensive. So you can see their energy is like very, very timid. They're not like rushing in, banging your door down. They're being very careful. It could be because of the situations that you're both in. It could just be because they don't know how you're going to react. Because the funny thing is that, and I even hesitate to bring this up, but the runner chaser energy. So if you're watching this video, the chances are like you are pursuing them, or you're pursuing this connection because you want to know, like you want to at least have them in your life. The minute they turn around and begin to pursue you, you become the runner. And it's so silly. Like, why do we even have to go through this? I don't know. But it's an actual thing. It's part of the cycle. And I know it has to do a lot with our ego and a lot of running from our true selves. So running from your twin flame doesn't actually mean you're running from them. You're running from something in your life that you don't want to face. It could be anything. It could be health related. It could be something that you feel guilty of, that you even forgot you did, but you still have that feeling of guilt that you carry around. So you could be running from anything. So your twin flame, if you perceive them as running, they're only mirroring the fact that you're still running from something. You're running from your past, and we all do that. But that's what part of healing is, and healing the past, healing our inner child, is coming to terms with our past and accepting ourselves, loving ourselves unconditionally. Because that's why we make the mistakes, so that we can learn and grow. It's not to feel guilty or ashamed or embarrassed. What happened, and we have to reconcile ourselves with what happened to our true essence. Because you wouldn't have gotten to this point of your evolution if those things didn't happen. So this runner and chaser, it's like I'm picking up that they are turning around facing you, and they're about to start pursuing you. And it's funny because as soon as you feel that, you know, it's like you get freaked out and then you start running. It's like, tag, you're it. So they've been running, you've been chasing them, and then they tag you, and then you're it, and then you start running after them. It's child's play, really. It's kind of funny, maybe fun in a ironic way. From a higher spiritual perspective, it's like fun. So we have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. They're being really selective of who they let in. I want to say this is like I'm getting kind of a hermit energy, a hermit mode where they're closing in on themselves to also take stock of where they are in their life and make different choices. So you see how it's like kind of shutting out the world, shutting out or limiting they're not being as open to just anyone or anything. They're being very selective of who they give their energy and attention to. And what I'm getting is that they give a lot of their energy and attention to you, but not so much to just anyone. And I'm getting the sense that even in their activities, they're not just engaging in just anything. And if they are, if you see them on social media engaging in something, it's more of because they're obligated to, and because it's part of what they're expected to do. But they are being very selective of how they spend their energy and their time and their focus. They're not making themselves that available, and maybe not even to you. Maybe they're being more, they're holding their energy back. So you may feel like, where's my twin flame? Like, I can't feel them. Where are they? It's because they're withdrawing. They're like, I need to do me. I need to figure stuff out, which is good. I mean, they're still wanting to connect with you with the Page of Cups. They still want to offer you their love. They're just more like a bit standoffish. I'm getting they need to recharge. They've been going through some turmoil too. For those of you watching, if you've been going through some emotional stuff, know that on their end, they're experiencing the same. Still, it's not bad. It's not bad. They still have union on mind, see? The two seahorses. They still think of union. Maybe even if it's just in their, when they're dreaming, maybe they're dreaming of you. Maybe they still secretly wish to have union with you. They're still connecting with you. And again, twin flames are always connected, as much as we don't want that sometimes. But I mean, we were rewatching The Umbrella Academy, and there's one character who, like, they all have these superpowers, and one sibling is like a drug addict. And I was saying to my daughter that sometimes we have to get into these addictions to block something. So he was blocking his superpowers. Sometimes you need so much distraction that to just cope or to just function in the world, because you're so connected with your twin flame. And when you're deeply enmeshed with one another, when you're deeply entangled, like you don't have a break unless you consciously distract yourself. And that's what your twin flame has been doing, but that's also what you've been doing. You have also been distracted from what you've been running away from. But this is a high vibrational reading because these are high vibrational energies. Okay, so what are their love messages for you? And then we'll do guidance, because I don't know if I did guidance in the last couple of readings. So let's see, what are their love messages to you? Which deck should I use? I'll use this one. Love messages from your twin flame. Love messages from your twin flame. What does your twin flame want you to know? Take one more. What does your twin flame want you to know? It says getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So when I see this card, it's like they want you to be vulnerable. They want you to express to them how you really feel. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to react or give you the reaction that you want. They just want to know how you really, really feel. They want to get to know you on a deeper level, or they want to connect with you deeper. Because once they know that they have that connection with you, they know that nothing's been lost and nothing will ever be lost. So it's like they need some confirmation of how do you really feel about them. It's like they want this declaration of love. And you're like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, but maybe sometimes you feel like you do, but it's your pride and your ego saying, never. Don't be stubborn. I know what stubbornness is. I'm an Aries, so they want you to reveal your innermost self. They want you to be naked, like vulnerable in front of them. And you're like, that's not gonna happen. I know, because your inner child is not letting you. So you see, this is your inner child saying, we're not gonna give them anything. We're not giving them anything. That's your inner child blocking you from being hurt. Because when we're vulnerable, we're like wide open to just get your heart trampled on. So what the heck was their love message? I think I've got sidetracked there. Yeah, so they want you to know, they want to know how you really feel, because they still feel the love. See, like how this person is on the edge of their seat? You may not see it in your reality, but energetically, they're at the edge of their seat, wanting to connect with you, wanting your devotion, wanting your declarations of love. And you're like, no. Yeah, they're on the edge of their seat. They want to know how you feel about them. So you can either be generous, generous and give them that, or you can be stingy and like, I'm not giving them a thing, not throwing them a freaking bone, not at all. Your twin flame is wanting something new with you. They don't want what happened before. They want this connection with you in a brand new way. something that you both haven't experienced before or yet. They want something, they want this fresh start with you. But that's not going to happen if you have someone. If they suspect that you are even entertaining the thought of someone else, or of maybe staying in a current situation, or going back to an ex, or having online dating, whatever it is, they're not going to jump in. Or they could do the opposite. I don't know. They're just, if there's a new love to be had, they want it for the two of you. They don't want you with someone else. So where they're at depends on where you're at. So if you're in a current situation, they're either going to do one of two things. They're either going to, try to convince you, or like stay back. Like they're not going to say anything because you're not being available to them. Yeah, I'm getting like just mixed signals from them, like in their love message. Like it's hard for me to read this. It's like part of them really wants it, but I guess it's because they don't really want you to know. Unless you're vulnerable with them, they're not going to be open with how they really feel. So yeah, they're paying attention to the red flag. So whatever your situation is, if you're on a dating app, if you're in a current relationship, if you are not giving them any attention or energy, they're seeing that as a red flag, as to, I guess I'm not going to do anything. And you're like, why don't you just fight for our love? I'm not getting that they will. But what they're saying to you is that they don't want you for anyone else. And until you make that declaration, like, I'm available, at least they know. Because again, if you decide to declare that, they can either, accept it and they still may not do anything, or they can run. It can scare them. Because the intensity of your love for one another is super intense. It's almost like, oh my God, this is so weird. We're not used to feeling intensity of love. We're just not used to it. And when our twin flame comes into our life and has all this intensity for you, it's scary. Scary. So energetically, they want this. But what I'm seeing is that they're not going to tell you that, because they're waiting for you to express how you feel. So when you do it because it's coming from your heart, but don't do it without expectation. It will bond you, but it's not going to make them take action. They just want to know where you're at. They want to know where you're at, and then they can decide what their next step is. Because again, very baby steps. Baby steps. So was the love message that great? I don't know. the energy behind it, the intention behind it is pure, is love. But these messages, this energy is mixed in with a lot of fear of rejection, fear of getting hurt. So they want you to declare your love, but yet they're scared of what to do with that. Yeah. I did the best I could with these cards, like, really. Okay, let's get some guidance because, let's see what the shadow aspect of your connection is. Because at least we know what we're dealing with. Can we please gain insight into the shadow aspect of your twin flame connection? Give it to us straight. Shadow aspect of our connection and what we can do. I'll just take 2 because 2's enough. I need more time. I think this card came up last week. I feel guilty. Yeah, I was picking this up earlier. Feeling guilt, shame. Yeah, so with the Page of Cups, that's what I was really getting, like baby steps. They need more time, which is just a reflection of you needing this time. There's still something that is outstanding on your end. Something that needs to balance itself out. Something that it's like a task that you're just trying to forget that you have to do, like clean out the garage kind of thing, clean out the basement, clean out that closet or that drawer that you know you have to do, but you're just like stalling. You're like, I have to wash my hair, so I can't deal with that. So this needing more time energy is because you're procrastinating. And I hate using that word because I'm very guilty of procrastination. I can't even say the word properly. I don't like it. So you're procrastinating on something that you need to face. And the universe is like, we have all day. But do you want to keep pushing this off, putting it off? Because this is the shadow aspect of why it's showing up in your connection, because it's your twin flame. Like, I'm putting off dealing with us. I'm putting off communicating with you. I'm putting off loving you in person. Yeah, there's just something that you're not doing. That the universe keeps showing you, but you're like, I need more time. I need more time because I have to work, or I have to do this, or I have to do this. The universe is like, oh, okay. I feel guilty. So I feel like you're both carrying some guilt about something. So it could be you feel guilty about procrastinating. But this is what I'm getting. So your twin flame is feeling guilty about something, and you're picking that up. And that guilt is triggering your old wounds. So if your twin flame is feeling guilty for the way things ended, or just carrying guilt because, they don't want to hurt you on purpose, So they're carrying this guilt, they're feeling badly. And the more they feel that, you're picking up on that and you're remembering your anger or your rejection, like your feelings of rejection are being triggered. Feelings of abandonment are being triggered. So this, and if, or it could be happening vice versa. But yeah, I'm getting more of the sense that they are carrying this guilt towards you, maybe even for running, and it's keeping you locked in feeling the way you're feeling, whether it's resentful, anger, resentment, said that already, rejected, abandoned. You're holding on to that energy. So that's the shadow aspect of what's happening. Let it go. It's the only way that things are gonna move forward. Because what if they don't know how to let go of the guilt? And you're like, serves them right. So if they can't let go of the guilt, you're in this standstill. You're like in this gridlock where your twin flame doesn't know how to let go or forgive themselves. And that guilt is triggering your resentment or your rejection. So you're in this gridlock. No wonder nothing's happening. Energetically, the universe is supporting your union, but if neither of you can let go of these shadow aspects of your connection, and I was hoping this week would be a good reading. Comment below if you still think it's a good reading. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Let's get some guidance. Jeez, I feel like the energy's like weighing down. Guidance? Guidance, please. Guidance. Guidance, please, for your connection. Oh my gosh, what time is it? Do we go? Oh my god, okay. Guidance, and then what's coming up for you. I'm just gonna take one card, because then I can't talk too much. I won't talk. The Sun card! The guidance here is, okay, so despite what's going on in the shadow aspect, yada yada yada, whatever, you know, they're going through and they're hesitant, you're in this gridlock. The universe is saying, pour this love into your own cup. I'm hearing that that's going to solve everything. And you're like, what? Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Because right now your cup is maybe half full. You're not where you are supposed to be. You're not where you're meant to be yet. You're on your way. You're definitely in your Empress energy. But you've got to keep filling your cup of love. Because from that, everything that you ever wanted will be yours. Make yourself a priority. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Make yourself your priority. Because it's tough, especially if you've got family, kids, parents, siblings, you know, your business, your work team, your responsibilities. It's really tough to put yourself on top, but you must. And not just some days, but every day consistently and on every level, on every area of your life. Put yourself first. So in each area of your life, the universe is saying, pour your love and attention into your cup first before going to anyone else. Being a parent, that's challenging. You know, you have a screaming toddler that wants to eat, so who are you going to feed first? you know, our instinct is just to run and go feed the toddler. But if you haven't eaten, you're not giving from a place of fullness. That's just an example. If you're giving yourself to your business and you're offering services, but you're not giving to you, it's almost like it's empty. You're just giving air. I hope that's not what I'm giving you guys. I'm so much better now. I'm so much better at balancing. I used to work so hard, like 24/7, until I started having health issues and I had to figure out a new way to be, because my vibration was always like, you know, under pressure, you gotta push, you gotta keep pushing. It doesn't serve you. In the end, it does not. So fill your cups overflowing in every area of life, and that is what will bring you not only your twin flame, but everything else, because the universe is just going to respond to your fullness, to your fulfillment, to your self-realization, your self-actualization. Fill yourself with your own beautiful energy, and you will see it in the world. You will see the universe giving it back to you, because the universe is just a mirror of what we are inside. Because this is, again, the happily ever after card. So the universe just keeps wanting to remind you repetitively, you are meant for happily ever after, despite what anyone else says, despite people, you know, naysayers saying, oh, you know, don't believe in fairy tales and happily ever after. Why the hell not? Yes, I will. Because I can create that. I deserve that. So I'm going to create that. You can't tell me not to believe in happily ever after. It's my life. So believe in it if you choose. I'm here to just give some guidance, but it's up to you to take what feels right for you. I'm not saying this for you to believe what I believe. I'm just giving you a perspective, and take what feels right for you. Because some days you're not going to want to be with your twin flame. Some days you're going to want to give up. But just think of any long-term goal that you've had, whether that was reaching a certain goal with your health or weight or financial goal or whatever it was. Like, you didn't give up because you got it. It's just like your twin flame union. You can give up at any point, at several points throughout your journey. But you can always get back up and be like, okay, I'm going to keep going this marathon because I am going to get there. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I haven't given up yet. So I'm going to pull some more cards just to see what's coming up for you. Because remember, you're in this Empress energy, okay? You call the shots. You really do. You have all the power. You have all the power to turn everything around. And if things are going well, then just keep riding that energy. So let's see what's coming up for you. What's coming up for you? Because this reading is so long. Jade just talks and talks and talks. Okay, well, these three jumped out. Joyous fun. Happy success. Stuck energy. This is your happily ever after. You're going to experience success. For some, it is big success. For some of you, it's like little successes. But regardless, this is how you're going to feel. This could very well be twin flame union, or like a step forward. Just think, whatever you're wishing for, it's time to deliver that. Your package is being delivered, and it says happy success. So I do see this as you getting out of this stuck energy. Because whether you've been feeling this way for a while, or you've just been feeling this way like recently, this is lifting. Because as I said in the beginning of the reading, you're going to feel like the pressure is breaking. It's breaking up. Like you can see the light again at the end of the tunnel. And you're just going to wake up one day and you're like, oh my God, I feel great. What's going on? Yeah, that's the universe working with you, working with your Empress energy. And I love this because when I do readings, I see this as inner child healing. So I'm sensing that you have more, you're feeling more self-expressed. Your inner child's feeling more self-expressed. So that could be in anything, in the activities you do, in where you spend your time, where you work, where you live, the clothes you wear, the accessories you have, like whatever it is, your inner child's like, okay, I'm feeling like we're us again. You're having more self-expression, which is allowing for you to experience more joy and more fun in your life. Thank goodness. Because I wasn't sure for a second where the reading was going, but this looks amazing. So unstuck energy, let's not try to place it too much on what our twin flame is doing, and more, how can I love myself more so that I feel irresistible for me, not for my twin flame, not for anyone else, but for me. What do I need to do for me to feel more irresistible so that you love yourself, so you admire yourself, so you adore yourself? What do you need to do? Do that, because you're definitely going to feel more fulfilled. And you're going to experience more joy. Your inner child's going to have more fun in life, which is what we all need. What we all need is for our inner children to feel more self-expressed and safe in the world. And that's what we're creating. So use this energy to create everything you want for you, and your twin flame will be there. And it's what usually happens is when you least expect it. When you stop like scurrying after them for energy, for attention, and you put that energy onto yourself like a lover would. When you least expect it, your twin flame's gonna be there, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, you, I remember you. How long's it been? And they're like, it's been 20 years. I'm just kidding. Although for some, that's how the story goes. You know, you watch those movies on Netflix, 20 years later, and then they're finally together. And I'm not saying that that's gonna happen to you, but sometimes that's how it happens. The most tragic love stories, they do have a happy ending. I don't care for those naysayers out there who don't believe in happy endings. That just pushes my buttons. Okay, so we're all good. You're all good. So I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was at least entertaining for you. I try to be as entertaining as I can be with what I'm working with. So thank you so much for following me, for subscribing. Thank you so much. I've just started another YouTube channel that is featured on this channel. So please do check it out. I also have another Instagram account, which is me. So please do follow, because I do have like readings, but more generalized. Not, this channel is not twin flame related. It's more like general readings. Still love readings, but you know, life purpose, focused on, you know, general everyday stuff, not so much focused like this is on twin flame. So I was guided to kind of branch out and do that. So that is available now for you. Thank you so much for supporting my channels and my pages. I love you guys so much. Just the support I feel with you on social media, it's amazing. And I'm so thankful, because I remember when I started out, I didn't think I would make a difference to even one person. And now all of you are here with me, and I'm so thankful and so grateful. So I do have other types of readings available, so please do check that out on my Instagram. It's called AriesHathor_reads. Again, the links are on my YouTube page. And yeah, so book your readings while I'm still available to do them. I'm being guided to branch out in other things. I will keep you posted once they happen. But for now, I'll still be able to do readings. Please do message me for the inner child healing videos. These sessions, these videos are based on my personal work that I have experienced regarding the inner child, regarding just my own healing journey. That's how I develop these videos and these healing sessions. So please do message me. I would love to support you with them, as well as with my 12-week online course that is really geared and designed to help align with our higher selves, with our inner divine masculine energies, with our inner divine feminine energies, and the inner divine inner child energies, to be in alignment. Because once we have union within, union without is just a manifestation. So I would love to support you with these services, these products that I've developed through my own journey and my own experience on the twin flame inner child journey. So again, thank you so very much. And until next time, I'm wishing you all so much love and peace. Oh, and I forgot, for those of you who are still sticking around and want to know what has happened specifically, well, I'm not going to go into specifics, but I will mention something that may be of, well, not interest, but that may relate to what you're experiencing. So last couple of weeks have been really challenging for me, just because of my own emotional triggers. Very much twin flame related, 100%. These are triggers that were triggering me, and I was so deep in it that it was so real. It was like I was reliving all this pain from my past, not realizing, not even making the connection. And it's funny, because when I watched the reading last week, it was dead on. It was like what I went through. And then I had to remember, oh yeah, this is not real. So what I wanted to share with you is what came up for me. So my triggers from my own twin flame connection were the same feelings and experiences I had as a child. So my parents divorced when I was very young. My sister and I were, I think I was 2. My sister was just a baby. And my parents divorced. Maybe a couple of years later, my father remarried. My mom wasn't really in the picture. So it was my dad who had custody of us. and he remarried. And what my triggers was that my dad, in my little childlike mind, was picking my stepmom over me. And it's not like he did anything specific or said anything. I mean, my dad has every right to want to remarry and spend his life with someone. But in my little mind, I took it as my dad doesn't love me because he remarried. And he is giving his love to his wife and not me. So that pain was being re-triggered. And my pain of not being chosen, of not being good enough, of not being a good enough child or a good enough person, not being attractive enough, because my stepmom, like growing up, when I was a child, she was a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. In like physically, she looked like a goddess. And in my childlike mind, I'm like, I'm not as pretty, I'm not as good looking, so I'm not worthy of my dad's attention or love. So do you believe, 42 years later, I'm still feeling that? And I couldn't even see it. So I had to really, really see that, oh my gosh, I'm just repeating my childhood feelings. They're just coming up so that I don't have to carry them around anymore. They don't have to be a part of me anymore, because that reality that I created in my head as a child is not true. So whether it's my twin flame or another partner, I don't have to experience not being chosen or feeling unworthy or not good enough or not pretty enough or not deserving. So it was a painful thing to experience, because you don't feel good. And that's what I was experiencing. And the great thing about becoming aware of this pattern, so it could still happen again, right? It could still happen. I could get triggered by anybody I choose to be with. But the great thing is that since I already have this awareness, it'll come back to me that this is a pattern, remember? And you can let it go. See, the reason why we need healing is because we can't let it go. We don't know how, and some of us aren't even aware that we have to let something go. So healing kind of opens us up energetically to let it go. And then hopefully we make the connection on a mental level, and then we're able to see a pattern and let it go, so that when it does happen again, you're like, okay, this is not the truth. This is just something that happened to me that's being triggered. It's a pattern. I don't have to accept it as truth. So it's surprising, because I've done so much healing work and so much inner work and so much reflection that I wouldn't have thought that I would have to re-experience this. But this is just a perfect example of healing is not just done once and then you're done. Healing is not linear. And what I like to think of it as, everything goes in spirals, even patterns. So wherever you are on the journey, you re-experience things as a pattern, and then you know that you're healed when you can let it go and you could recognize this is just a pattern. It doesn't have to affect me. It doesn't have to affect my life. It doesn't have to paralyze me or immobilize me or make me bitter or resentful. The awareness is so powerful, because you will gain your power back. And that little child that experienced whatever it is you experienced, whether it was rejection, abandonment, you can now be there for you when you feel these things. What I kept having to do was just like hug myself, cry it out, use up all the tissue boxes in the house, but just give that space to feel the pain and not judge myself, not make myself wrong for crying or being upset or feeling the way I do, and realizing it's okay that I love me for whatever I'm feeling, and that it's not that I'm good or bad or wrong. It was just an experience. So when you can look at something like that, you know that you're healing. And every time something like this happens, whenever you're re-triggered, your wounds, you still feel the wound. It doesn't, like, you're able to get back to neutral again. You're able to shift your emotional state into one of joy again. And it does take work. It does take awareness. And so I want to make this suggestion because I know that for me, it makes a difference. When I'm in an environment where I can experience these emotions as I'm feeling them, because as I mentioned, I work from home, and no one is home during the day. So I'm in an environment where I can feel what I need to feel. I can reschedule things if I'm not able to work because I'm going through stuff. I can put my goals and stuff on hold because I'm a priority. I will continue pursuing what I need to and doing what I have to do and taking care of my responsibilities, but I will also carve out time and space for me to feel, to look at, to think about, to process, not just emotionally, but mentally, what I need to let go of. So with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like taking stock of everything that you are, of everything that you have. And I'm not even talking materialistically. I'm talking like what you have inside. Taking stock of everything inside and saying, okay, this doesn't work. I'm going to let that go. This I'm going to keep because I value it, because I like it, because I want to feel more of this. I want to nurture this. So I'm keeping this. So having an environment or a space where you can do that really helps you process, but also for you to move through it quicker. Because if I didn't have the space, if I, say, had my office job, or if I had my schedule back then where I was working weird hours, day and night. I used to work, midnight shifts. I would work afternoon shifts. Like, I have no time or space to process what I need to. So for myself, part of my self-care was creating a life where I could do this work. Because for me, saving it up to do on evenings and weekends just wasn't cutting it. I had to do other stuff on evenings and weekends. Either go to another job, take care of family, children, spouses, whatever the case, parents. Like, we all have a life. So, if I only made evenings and weekends available for this work, no wonder I never got anything done till I was in my 50s. I was so busy, as I'm sure you all are. But this is what I needed to do for me. I needed to carve out this life where I can have the space and time to do me. And that's why, thank goodness, I'm able to shift through these energies like quicker. I would say weekly, but even that is so, like, I want to shift. I want to be able to shift quicker. Sometimes it takes me a week to get to a place of harmony again. So I just wanted to share that with you, because it's one thing to to just reflect and be like, okay, I want to do my healing. I want to be in a better place. I want harmony. I want everything I want in my life. But if we don't have the space or the container to do that, it's going to be a bit challenging. And that's okay too if you can't, because that's why it takes us longer. It takes us longer to process. It takes us years before we meet our twin flame, before we come into union, because we don't have that space yet to work on it freely. See, I now have the freedom to work on things as they happen to me, whereas before I just stuffed everything in a box and I was like, shh, stay there, don't move, because I got stuff to do. And doing this is putting yourself as a priority. And I know a lot of you have more self-awareness for that. And for that, I'm so proud of you, because you're doing you. You're doing whatever it takes to make you happy. And yeah, it sounds selfish, but it's when you have self-love and self-care and you bring self-awareness to you, it's not selfish. Because the more you do good for yourself, the more it's automatically good for the planet. So I'm proud of you. And I want to just acknowledge you for keeping on this journey, for choosing it, or at least being curious about it, because we were all created to be self-fulfilled, and that also means to experience love in its most highest, purest spiritual form. And the closest we get to that is through twin flame connection, through twin flame union. So it's more like you're on a mission. It's like, well, what do I have to do in order to be that? In order to be that love? What do I need to do for me? And then you just are for the world. So good job. I'm so proud of you. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy for me. And I want you to know that you're not alone. That everything that you're feeling is for your healing. It's for your joy. Because how I think of it is the amount of despair that we feel. So say on a scale, right? Like this is like neutral. The amount of sadness that you feel, so even if it's like this much sadness, is the amount of joy that you're gonna feel. That's the capacity that you have. If your capacity for sorrow is only this much, then to me, you can only experience this much joy. It's that range, or yeah. So I'm not saying like, oh, only people that have experienced devastation can feel super happy, because sometimes that isn't possible either, because we get so stuck on this side of the scale that we haven't opened ourselves. But the possibility of you feeling happy is that much. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to end this now. Again, I just want to thank you. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for pausing and then playing this video again, because it just means so much to me. It really does, that I get to speak to you. I get to speak to someone on the other end that these words make sense to. So thank you. Not just for being there, but for being who you are. Because just the fact that you're watching this video, you have a big purpose. Your life is more grander than you know. And you have so much more than you realize within you. All your wealth, all your abundance, all your riches is there inside of you. And once we bring that forth into the world gives us back that same amount of wealth and abundance and prosperity and riches, and love as well. All the love that you desire is already within you. So I'm just here to remind you. So thank you again, and until next time, I am wishing you all so much love and peace.